is now part of the Henderson Phillips Employer Solution teams. Do you have Monica's gifts already purchased, spread along with the kiddos as well, or is that something that you procrastinated on you're going to have to do today or tomorrow?
Well, I usually procrastinate, but with everything, worrying about being able to go in the store and get the item, I've got everything done and wrapped. So I'm ahead of schedule this year.
Wrapped yourself? You constant into doing it like I have to do?
No, I wrapped hers myself, and I like to, for my brother, I always do his in duct tape and just make it really hard to get into. So some of those take some time to do.
Well, we've been discussing bowl practices this morning, and I was talking with Clay. You probably heard the conversation a second ago about coaches being there. But reflect back on those bowl practices when you were there, because I'm sure it was kind of like I was remembering when, part of the staff at least would be out on the road recruiting in December, and a lot of times it fell to other coaches or graduate assistants or someone else to maybe coach particular positions.
That's right, and you get used to it throughout the season. When you go on the road and coaches are not there because you land somewhere and they always go. Same thing for bowl practice until they hit that period. And you, as a player, you just get used to it, and you're so focused in on just getting the practice done. You don't have school this time of year, and it's just all about football. And it's really an exciting time because they haven't had this since training camp. It was just about football, nothing else. And these guys are preparing, and then the young guys. This is a big deal for them because these are extra practices for them, and so they're getting to kind of showcase moving in to next season of where they want to be on the depth chart as well.
Those coaches around because they're not having to recruit now with the new early signing period is probably good for development. And do you think that's a springboard a little bit for spring? We were talking about some of the younger players. Clay, you were talking about the younger players getting some rotation and more time. Brett, is that a good springboard in your mind? What happens now will be remembered as you go into spring. I'm sure coaches are taking close notes on these things.
Absolutely, and especially the early part of practice. All the young guys are getting to play and go, and as you get closer to the bowl game, then the guys that are starting and the second stringers, they're business as usual. They're trying to get on a normal game week schedule and try to keep everything on a routine. Football players are always about routine, and it's trying to get them back in that routine and get things going. And so far we've seen, the coaching staff and the players be able to put that together, and hopefully they can get that ready for this bowl game.
Brett Goode with us here on the Morning Rush. Brett, when you prepare for the bowl game and Christmas time kind of looms, and the basketball, Muss was talking about it last night as they'll approach conference play next week, but take us back to 2006, you guys getting ready for the Outback Bowl, the time in between. How do you stay focused during the holidays when you're talking to friends, you're talking to family, you're eating stuff that you probably shouldn't be eating as a Division I athlete? How does that how do you stay focused in all of this when kind of the focus is on some other things at this point in time?
It's tough, and it's always a juggle. You're used to it during the season a little bit with school and everything else, but now you've got Christmas on top of it, and there may be a birthday in between. And so they're trying to get all that stuff done, make sure that everybody's got their tickets. You want to take care of mama, make sure everything's ready to go for that. And so, that's the whole thing with the routine. They get them back in that building and get a normal game week type of practice and schedule going. It allows them to get going, but there's a lot of downtime. And in that downtime, things can happen. You can get in trouble, and you can, eat some food that you probably shouldn't be eating. And so this is really important for the leaders of the team to kind of take that ownership of that role and try and, let's finish out the season strong. Let's get this bowl win, and let's put a stamp on this season and get it ready for next year.
Brett, we really haven't seen Arkansas football be affected by COVID, to my knowledge. We've seen it pop up a little more, the NBA, the NFL, some college basketball games as of late. It's slowly kind of creeping back into sports, not that it ever went away. Based on the headlines and the news we've seen of late, is this a concern heading into postseason football in both college and the NFL?
It is, and it's going to be that downtime. Where are you hanging out with a lot more people that aren't within that inner circle, that locker room, and when the coaches, and the answer is yes. Everybody's going to be around their families, their friends, and so you're going to have some cases across the college. Obviously, the NFL had to reschedule some games this week. We saw it after Halloween. We saw it after Thanksgiving. So it's the new era of what we're dealing with, and the teams that are going to kind of take that next step are the ones that are going to be more focused and know you got to do what's right, and it's not just necessarily do or try when nobody's looking for food or what you're doing to your body, but it's who you're around. Are you around a bunch of people that you don't need to be around, and you got to stay focused, and that's a hard juggle. And it's really on the coaches and then the players to take ownership of that.
Brett Goode with us here, former Razorback, former Green Bay Packer with us on the Morning Rush, now part of the team at Henderson Phillips that brings you our visit here this morning. As you look through the NFL schedule coming up this weekend, obviously the Packers are going to play on Christmas Day. What do you remember about trying to play, juggle family, deal with a work schedule as a player in the NFL? I know Thanksgiving we kind of talked on the same thing. Christmas feels a little bit different when you're playing Christmas Day or around Christmas weekend. What's that juggling act like for a player this weekend in the NFL?
It's tough, but it's also fun. You know, you've got family coming in, and of course, when we played on there, we didn't have COVID to deal with, so you didn't worry about other things. But you know, you have people come in, and then you go to the hotel, and you just try and get in the same routine, and you're just having fun. You know it's Christmas Day. It's a lot of excitement, and the great thing about it is, everybody's watching again. Just like Thanksgiving, everybody's tuned into that. But for the most part, everybody's opened up presents, and they're all tuned in. They're getting ready to take a nap or watch it, and they're out in the backyard playing football. So it's a lot of fun to know the amount of people watching. And then after the game's over, you kind of get to relax a little bit, and it's almost like a really short mini bye week. But you get a couple of days just to spend time with family, and that allows you to kind of rejuvenate yourself and re-energize yourself to get ready to finish out the season and make a strong playoff run.
All right, Brett Goode with us. He's part of the team at Henderson Phillips. I know you're getting a lot of businesses and a lot of business owners ready for 2022. You were a specialist in the NFL for 10 years, and before that with the Razorbacks, you're now a specialist when it comes to all the needs that you have for your employee benefits. Tell our audience this morning, and I know we got a lot of business owners and managers and people like that listening, what you can do for them.
Well, the great thing about it's really exciting just to take and make a game plan for a group and figure out what they have and what they need to have to continue to move forward. Because right now we're still trying to get employees everywhere and retain the ones that you have because other companies are trying to steal them. So we've been breaking down everything and making sure the benefit package is the best that we can be a company, and it's been an exciting time.
479-651-2292. That's one of the best things about you is you're always available for a call or a text whenever that's convenient for someone listening. 651-2292 is your number. Brett, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you after the Christmas holiday.
All right, sounds good. Merry
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with the promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all these amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports.